Welcome to second video lecture of special concrete. It is about self-compacted concrete, or you can say self-compacting concrete. Now, this can be defined as a concrete which has an ability to flow under its own weight to fill the required space or formwork completely, and to produce a dense and adequately homogeneous material without a need for compaction. Self-compacted concrete is highly flowable type of concrete which is spread in the form without the need for mechanical vibration. This concrete is a non-segregating concrete which is placed by mean of its own weight. The importance of self-compacting concrete is that it maintains all concrete's durability and characteristics, meeting the expected performance requirements. In certain instances, the addition of superplasticizer or the viscosity modifier are added to the mix, which can reduce the bleeding and chance of segregation. So the concrete that segregate, it loses the strength, and the result of that is honeycombed areas, honeycombed structure, and it is always adjacent to the formwork, near to the formwork. A well-designed self-compacting concrete does not segregate. It has got high deformability and excellent stability characteristics. Now, if we will discuss about the history of self-compacting concrete, then we can see that year by year in 1990 it has been started to be used, and with time, if you are seeing the graph, the sky blue color is for prefabricated and that white one is ready mix concrete. That ready mix is also self-compacted concrete. So with time, the use of this type of concrete has been increased because the property which it has got more durability, more flowability. So if we will compare the material which are used in normal concrete and self-compacted concrete, in that condition, the admixture which are added in normal concrete is having only traces, only a small percentage, or sometimes it is not there in the concrete. But in the case of self-compacted concrete, up to 0.01% it has been added. In the case of normal concrete, generally we add about 80% of the water for the pore gel. But in self-compacting concrete, we required 20% of the water for gel, making the gel pour. Now, the main body of the concrete is of coarse aggregate. In the case of normal concrete, 46% of the total concrete volume has been covered by the coarse aggregate only. But in the case of self-compacting concrete, it is not more than 28%. Now, if we will discuss about fine aggregate, so in case of normal concrete, that 24% of total volume is of fine aggregate. But in case of self-compacting, it is approximately about 34%. And the fines which we are using in the case of normal aggregate, normal concrete is 12%, whereas in case of special compacted concrete or self-compacted concrete, it is about 18%. So if we will discuss about the properties of the self-compacting concrete, then the first property is it is resistant to segregation because we had used more fines or the mineral fillers, or you can say that some special admixtures are added. The next property is self-consolidating. It is required so that it can flow and fill the special type of shuttering, the special type of formwork under its own weight. It shall be flowable enough so that it can pass through highly reinforced area and must be able to avoid aggregate segregation. This type of concrete must meet a special project requirement in terms of placement and flow. Self-compacting concrete with a similar water cement or cement binder ratio will usually have a slightly higher strength when it is compared with traditional vibrated concrete. The concrete mix of self-compacted concrete must be placed at a relatively higher velocity than that of regular concrete due to the lack of requirement of vibration. It gives a better interface between the aggregate and hardened paste. The concrete mix is the concreting has become more speedy, more fast. Even you can place it at height more than 5 meter without the segregation of aggregates. It can also be used in areas with congested reinforcement, even when the aggregates are more than aggregate size is more than 50 mm, or you can say 2 inches. So they are more useful when it is compared to the normal concrete. Now when we discuss about the mechanism to achieve self-compaction, in that condition, the reduction of water to binder ratio and the limitation of coarse aggregate, both of them when they are combined with the admixture, they give high segregation resistance of mortar and concrete. When the coarse aggregate size is limited, then with the addition of mineral admixture and with the help of superplasticizer, we can achieve high deformability of mortar and concrete. And when both of them are added, then we can get the self-compactability. So by this mechanism, we can achieve a self-compacted concrete. There are several tests which are conducted on self-compacting concrete, such as slump flow test, such as J-ring test, such as V-funnel test, such as L-box test, and U-box test. Now, if you want to see that how we are doing slump flow test, in that condition, there is a table which is known as slump flow table. And above that, we take a cone in which the concrete has been poured. After pouring the concrete and compacting it, then we lift the cone. After lifting the cone, the concrete will flow. And then we measure the dia of the spread of the flow. And by this we can check that was what is the value of slump of that particular concrete. Or you can take one more example of J-ring test. In this J-ring test, if you see, there is a slump cone which has been fitted on a circular ring. Then the concrete is poured in that cone. After that, the cone is raised vertically and the concrete is allowed to flow through the J-ring. After its flowing, we can measure the final diameter in two perpendicular directions and then we can take the average value. Even we can measure the height, or you can say that the difference in height between the concrete just inside the J-ring and just outside the J-ring. Then we can take the average in height at 4 different locations. The acceptable difference in height between inside and outside should not be more than 10 mm. In the same way, we do the V-funnel test. This V-funnel test, it is of size of 490 mm to 425 mm. We pour the concrete, then we open the cap and the concrete comes down from the funnel and spread in the tub. And then we can measure the spread, the flow in this V-funnel test. Like that, we can do L-box test. In this L-box test also, we pour the concrete in the vertical box. After pouring the concrete, we can open the gate and we allow the concrete to flow in the horizontal box. And then we can measure the length up to which it has been flowed. In the same way, we do the experiment in the U-box test. So these are some tests from which we can see the flowability of the concrete which we had casted. Now, if we will compare the cost of controlled concrete and self-compacted concrete, in that condition, the cost of self-compacted concrete is 16% higher than controlled concrete or normal concrete. But this cost, this 16% rise, is of no harm when we are getting so much things. So there are too many advantages of self-compacted concrete. It can improve the constructability, the cost for the labor should be reduced, the bonding between concrete and reinforcing steel is more, it improves the structural integrity, the homogeneity. This concrete can accelerate the project schedule. It can reduce the requirement of skilled labor. If the shuttering is complex, then also the concrete can be placed easily. The wear and tear of equipment can be reduced. It can minimize the voids, especially at the highly congested reinforcement areas. It provides superior surface finish. The strength and durability is more. If you are using pump or pumpable concrete is there, then it can easily allow it. The placement is fast without using any mechanical vibrator or mechanical consolidator. It lowers the noise level which has been produced by mechanical vibrator. So the noise pollution can be reduced. It provides a uniform surface. The architectural view, if there are some innovative architectural view, they can be easily casted. It is highly recommended to use them in deep section or long span applications. It can produce a wide variety of placement techniques. So it is very useful. So by just incurring the 16% higher cost, if we can achieve this much, then we can go for it. Now there are some factors which can affect the self-compacting concrete. You cannot use everywhere, anytime these concrete, because they can affect the behavior and performance of self-compacting concrete, such as hot weather. If weather is too hot, then using this concrete is a problem. Or if the distance between the mix and up to the placement, or the haul distance, then it is possible that the fluidity, the flowability can be reduced. The delay at job site can affect the mix design performance, the concrete strength, and sometimes this concrete has given a stability problem. So I cannot say that at all the time, but at most of the places, since it is very advantageous, for that we can go for this concrete because the rate difference is very less. Thank you.